Okay, let's talk about Aries and Scorpio. So, right off the bat, I'm going to be totally honest. I'm not completely in love with this combination. However, I can see how this could be very sensual, very seductive, very passionate, very intense. Very sexy for sure. You know, we're combining two very different energies. These signs are quincunx from one another. They are 5 signs apart. I believe that's 150 degrees, right? It's a quincunx. It's an awkward aspect, because of their differences. These signs definitely have more different from one another than they have in common, and so these signs are going to drive each other crazy. They're just too different to be cohesive and to merge together well. As I always say, though, really look to Venus, Mars, and the descendant. It's really not enough to just be looking at someone's sun or moon sign. Yes, those are the two placements that have the most to do with the personality. But again, Venus, Mars, and the descendant are really the biggest players for compatibility. So look at those. But let's just talk about Aries and Scorpio in general. So they have huge differences. There is one kind of glaring commonality though, and that's how Aries and Scorpio are both ruled by Mars, and Mars is a planet of ambition, drive. It's the energy where we assert ourselves, we put ourselves out there. It's all about individuality. It's the energy of testosterone. It's like masculine energy, and it's sexuality as well. And that's where I say this can be a very sexual combination. Both Aries and Scorpio have very healthy appetites, let's just say. Both are very seductive. These are both like cool energies. Mars energy makes you cool. It makes you, I don't know if seductive is the right word, but this is like God of War energy. This is like tough, it's muscular, sexual. It doesn't have to just be masculine, though. There can be like very sexy, feminine personalities that are of Martian energy as well. But either way, when we're combining two individuals, one of heavy Aries energy, one of heavy Scorpio energy, another reason why this could be so sexual or so like tantalizing is because of their differences. My philosophy, as I've stated in some of these other compatibility videos, is that in general, the more differences you have from someone else, the more interesting it's going to be. The more you can learn from them. It can be very complimentary, but it can also be very passionate because there's mystery, there's excitement. You don't know what's going to happen, so it's like a new adventure. So that really is very stimulating. That kicks on the dopamine, kicks on those new experiences. So whenever you have those differences, it can be very exciting, but that also potentially makes the entire experience that much more short-lived, because although things are exciting early on, the differences between the two of you are going to come out sooner or later. And that's where there's actually a lot of work that's going to be needed to be done in order to maintain this relationship. Both signs, both individuals are going to have to be very accommodating, very receptive to each other's differences, very understanding, very mature within themselves. So I could see this combination being very intense early on and having a very bright fire and then kind of fizzling out. We're combining fire with water. That's very steamy, but water tends to put out fire. Fire can kind of boil the water and dry it up, so to speak. So I could see it fizzling out, but I could see a minority of couples making a very long lasting relationship out of this. And I think that would be very interesting. I think what would emerge if this does last is a very soulful combination. Because these people are going to bring each other through every high and low. Mars is volatile, Mars is intense. So both of these energies in very different ways are very intense. So combining the two of them together, being in a couple or relationship, they're going to bring each other through some very high highs and some very low lows. And that's where you get this kind of dynamic of them being very soulful if they do kind of make it, especially later in life. Fire and water are soulful together. Fire is spirit, water is soul or emotion. So very intense, very interesting. But like I said, more often than not, I do think this is going to fizzle out. Aries wants freedom. Aries wants to run around and be their crazy selves. Scorpio wants freedom as well, but I think more than that, Scorpio wants security. And in general, if you're looking for the more secure sign, someone, I think in general, Scorpio is looking for someone that they can really count on, they can really trust. Scorpio feels so deeply and so intensely, they can't afford to invest themselves emotionally in someone that is going to be unpredictable, someone that, they're not going to know where they are the next day or whatever. And Aries is about as unpredictable as it gets. Aries is over here, Aries is over there. Aries is being an attention whore sometimes, which I think could make Scorpio kind of jealous or insecure as well. Just in general, Scorpio is looking for loyalty, which they may or may not find with Aries. And then also, like, looking at it from Aries' perspective, Aries wants excitement, Aries wants drama. Scorpio can handle some excitement and drama, but I think Aries may be bored. Like, they just have very different needs. One needs commitment and security. The other needs, like, room to run around and be crazy, action, drama, adventure, etc. So it's going to really take either a very particular combination with the rest of the placements of each individual, or, like I said, both people are going to have to be very mutually receptive, very open to each other's differences, etc. So if I have to rate this combination, I would probably give it 2 out of 5. I think I definitely see how both signs could be very interested in each other. This could be a very complementary dynamic, could be very interesting and exciting for both of them, but there are huge differences that are definitely going to be needed to work out as well. So thanks for listening to my rambling. I look forward to doing the rest of these combinations as well, but good luck to you if you are involved in a heavily Aries Scorpio relationship. It sounds like a lot of fun, but it sounds like it could drive you crazy as well.